Hey everybody, my name's Damien Derrick. This is Precision Airbrush YouTube channel, and today I'm making a video on Fix the Disaster. So before I get into that though, just to remind you, I have a beginner's guide to airbrush care, basically a troubleshooting guide, free download in the comments. It's got my cleanup procedure, it's got the major issues, or the common issues with airbrushing, and how to diagnose and how to solve them. So free guide, check it out. So today's video is called Fix the Disaster. This picture I painted yesterday. Actually, I'm going to put the little super fast time lapse in the corner now of this video to show you that it was 2 hours 20 minutes. I painted this purely for this video. So Fix the Disaster. The problem here right now is there's no disaster. So let's make one. Got the official Disaster Creator 1000. I'm sure this happened to plenty of people where you get a little like splash of paint somewhere, or you dropped paint and it flies around and you go, no. I'll call that an official disaster. So what do? I'm just going to let it go right down so we can make a proper mess of this. Would you throw it away? I'm at the point where nothing can be fixed. Nothing can be fixed. Nothing can't be fixed even. So that's why I call it my airbrushing freedom to freehand, because fixing a big disaster like this or making minor changes to little shapes that aren't quite right is sort of the same process. So I think that's a disaster enough. I will get into the lips a little bit as well. The more areas I get into, the longer it's going to take me to do. So first thing you do when you get it is dab it dry as best you can. There's a lot of paint here. It's going to run all the way down. So it's an official disaster. I guess I'll explain the procedure first. So what I will do, obviously, you always paint. You always make sure it's dry. Whatever, you don't be painting and trying to repair stuff that's wet. I'm going to use my layers to slowly get rid of this, but you can't just go in there and just try and wipe it out in one go. So I'll use white, because I've got white, grey and black on this artwork. I'll use white really lightly and fog over it. You're going to clearly see the mistake. You're also going to clearly see, because the aerospray is going to travel everywhere. There's no avoiding that. I'm going to have to rework all these areas that aren't damaged. You can't just concentrate on that part. So I'm going to lightly go with the white. We'll see the mistake, we'll see the disaster, but we'll still clearly see the lines. Then I'm going to lightly go over with the grey. Again, it's just about, because what happens, you put the white over dark, it's going to blue shift. The grey over the top will start to kill that. The way to get rid of the blue shift is to transparent layers over the top. So white lightly, grey lightly, get the black out, reapply all the shapes that are right. So we're going to have like this drip will be a ghosted image of the drip, and then we just repeat that process. So got a few cameras going here. It depends what video you're watching. You might be watching the time-lapse version as I do each stage and I'll stop and talk about it, or the long version where you see every bit in real time. Okay, so here we go. What do I say first? White lightly. Start the other camera up. Okay, white, I'm using the siphon fed because I like it, but the quick changes is really handy when you're going through, you're scrolling through the colours like we will be here. Okay, so very lightly. You're going to be tempted to really want to wipe out that big black blotch. I'll warn you not to do that, because what happens, you'll lose everything and then you're pretty much starting again. So if you use a projector to get your initial drawing up, or you just won't be able to reline that up. You're going to have to use your observation skills to put that nostril in the right spot, which is going to be tricky anyway, because the nostril's actually been wiped out with my big disaster. Okay, white, done. Switch to grey. And do the same. Oh, actually, this one, the image itself is quite white, especially the top of the nose, and that's probably about it. So I might go a bit harder in the center here, because it's going to go white anyway. But you can see it's really almost gone even in that part here, but I'm just going to lightly do the grey out of that. I'm going to go back to the white and just lighten up just in that center there, just to save a stage. That's all we'll do, because we scroll through these one after the other. Switch back to white and just use my observation skills a little bit there. Again, I'm not going to wipe it completely out. I'm just going to go a bit brighter in the middle. I can't say it enough. Don't make sure you're spraying dry, so that everything's dry, and don't get caught into wanting to wipe it out completely first go. So I hope you can see that there, that it's clearly see a disaster, but it's just slightly lighter. All right, now I'm going to swap to the black. And this is where a little bit tricky, because I wiped that nostril right out. I'm just going to have to try to reapply that shape where the nostril is first. I'll do the one we can see. I can just see the nostril shape on her right, my left. I'm just going to reapply that shape. Under the nose there. This is the tricky one, so I'll start. This is the part I can see, so I know this shape is right, because that was there still. And I'm just going to have to guesstimate the rest of this one. Right, I think. Okay, and now I can put the shapes in the center here. A bit of a shadow, a stronger shadow there. What I hope with this type of video is that to show you, to give you the confidence. That's why I talk about freedom to freehand. Have the confidence that you make mistakes. Obviously, you don't want to make a big disaster like this. Oh, good catch. Yeah, but the subtle mistakes that you always make, they're not mistakes anymore once you understand that you can always go in and correct. It's just part of the process. I didn't get these lips right first go, and we were arguing that I didn't get them right in the end, but it was just an evolution of close, almost getting better, and then in the end, all right, that'll do. So there's textures and stuff on the lips that have disappeared from the disaster there, but I don't think I'll get too carried away for this video. Okay, back into the teeth. Top of the lip shape there is like black inside our mouth. Oh, wondering why I'm struggling. I forgot my glasses inside. Oh well. Okay, black shadow underneath the lips there is really light. A little bit on top of the lips. And yeah, you can see always like first time round, like I said, we're going to do this a few times. You can do this infinitely, really, but really it doesn't take. I don't think I've ever done it more than 3 times round, that cycle of white, grey, black to get it done. This might be really pushing it, but I don't know. I think by the time we go through the second time, you'll be surprised how much of it is actually gone. And it's amazing because I'm not actually wiping out any of that mistake now, but just the fact of reapplying the shapes in the right spot. It's amazing how much they almost disappeared, even though I'm not really adjusting that. Okay, so what do you think so far? We can clearly see the mistake, but it's coming together. A little bit darker there. This might end up even looking better than the original picture, which often happens. You'll be surprised when you make mistakes, those constant adjustments, you actually end up working it more and it gets sort of more complex, more deep. More deep, is that correct language? I don't know. Okay, so I'm really happy with that. I'm going to go through that process again. So what comes up next? I'm asking you, the listener. If you said do it lightly with white, you win. You are correct. Go get yourself a juice box. Okay. So like I said, the it's all completely gone. I'll start up here first in case a little bit of residue of black comes through. I rinse the airbrush between swapping over, but sometimes I didn't do it very well. But okay, so I think I'm going to have to definitely do this 3 times, especially because it's very white on the nose here. I'm again very careful not to go too wet. Very tempted just to go wow, wipe it right out. Sort of a bit of a highlight on the nose here, so I can go in close and hard on that and create that little subtle highlight on the top there. Might even take 4 times this one. Well, that's almost gone. Very lightly over the nose, top of the lips there, 95% gone on the lips, pretty much gone. It's definitely not still in here. Can probably afford to go a little bit stronger with the white in the center of the nose here. Okay, you can see it's almost gone. Okay, for bonus points, you can guess what color comes out next. you can get a chocolate too. Grey was the answer. I'm not going to do much on that nose with the grey, very lightly. It's not pure white, and that'll help sort of get rid of that centre, that really strong part. Again, I'll say it again, I am working very light with these fog colours because I want to clearly see. So I made that nostril shape. I don't want to wipe it out again. I want to make sure it stays. So this is going to be a 3-rounder. Actually, process is going faster than I thought. I haven't been timing on, been going 16 minutes. It's already almost done. Okay, so reapply the shapes. Oh, I forgot to stop and take photos of each stage. Hopefully I've got 3 cameras going at the same time, so hopefully one of them shows it pretty well. I'm sure it will. And always just start with the obvious shape. So this is black inside the nostril and I can clearly see it. That's where I start. It just sort of warms my fingers up. Gives me a reference point for the tone, the darkness and lightness for the rest of it. I didn't even talk about the blue shift separate at the start, but it's as I'll go through it's not blue where it's going to be pure white. It's less blue where the grey's on top of in those middle shades. By the time I put this duster black on it, the blue's gone. So it's just not something I give much thought to because I know once I go through my process, no matter what, when I even painted this initial one, I didn't even see the blue shift because I knew throughout the process that it would disappear. Yeah, I've been doing this for 28 years, so I don't expect you to whip through it this fast. I'm more or less trying to show you the procedure, the steps. Doesn't matter how long it takes you to do each step, and just give yourself the belief and the confidence that every single airbrush stroke you do is not sudden death. You're not about to wreck your artwork at any minute. It's 95% gone there. It's 100% gone in some areas, but we're almost there. On top of the lips here, like I said, the texture's gone in the lips here, and I don't think for the video I'll bother spending much time putting them in properly. It It's a bit darker than that. Whoops. It's completely gone there. See no disaster here at all down the bottom. A little bit there, a little bit there. It's gone there, very slightly through there, and pretty much gone up in the hair. Okay, let's do that one more time. Where are we at? 20 minutes. I've never done it more than 3 times. I'm very surprised, but I think because it's such a light artwork anyway, and it's such a black line, I've never pushed it to the limits like this. So what I'm saying is I'm not going to do it a 4th time, even if you can just see on the middle here. For the purpose of this video, there's no point. But well, no, it's just about gone. Oh, what have I done there? I've got water coming out. Oh, there you go, just about Gonskis. I'm actually going quite strong in the middle there and make sure it's gone. I'll continue through here. It's still slightly there, very slightly on the lip. Now I'm doing it's like a dust, and it's disappearing. Considering now I've got to do the grey on top as well, it's going to definitely be gone. I'm just going to blow that dry a bit and put one more coat over the centre here, because I can just see it. Again, reminding you that we work when it's dry. So because I put it on a bit heavier, it's a little bit wet. Make sure it's dry before you put the second coat on. Make sure you hold the air on when you're pretending to dry it, not like I just did. I was waving the airbrush in the air with nothing on. Okay. Done. Grey. There was some texture that I had in up here, and that again for this video I don't think I'll bother redoing it, or maybe I will. A little extension, so we'll get the shapes back in with this, because really I'd get the white and just put a couple little textures in there. If you ever see me wiping the tip, I always paint with the safety cap off, so I can easily access, and I just wipe it with my nail and get a little bit dry tip. It happens less frequently, or I sort of forget that I do it. It's just subconscious because I do it so often. But the new 4021 reducer drastically has changed the amount of dry tip I get. It still happens, especially with opaques. It wants to dry quicker with opaques, like the white. Okay, back to black. Again, you'll see a pattern, go straight to the nostril, the easy part, get myself going. There we go, on 25, yeah. I won't do the textures because I want to keep this under 30 minutes. Sort of lost that edge of the nose there, so I'm going to lightly put the shadow behind it, and I will go back in with the white just to get that shape back. One sentence he says, I'm just going to cut some corners to make the video short, and then next thing he goes, I'm just going to fix it all so it's perfect. Can't help myself. A little bit of overspray got on the eyes here. Very easy to clean up because I can clearly see everything. If you're watching this far, I'd love to know what you think. Like, am I giving you confidence to be able to, yourself, no matter what level you're at, to be able to rework your work? Yeah, let me know in the comments, please, because I really do want to help people. And if this is having the opposite effect, like, well, I could never do that, well, then I'm failing, aren't I, of what I want to do. There's a funny story, the freedom to freehand, the words that came to me one time because I was painting one of my artworks and just, oops, made a bit of mistake there and just went back and adjusted it and tweaked it, and it's like, oh, I can remember those days when I would just left that because I was too scared of how the next colour was going to react on top, and I didn't really have that confidence. Like, man, I'm really, really free to do anything. Like, nothing actually will ever stop me, only my observation skills, or I don't know, just when I decide to say, okay, that's it, it's finished. So that's when that freedom word comes. Like, oh, freedom to freehand, I love it. Okay, 30 minutes, 20 seconds. That is pretty much done. I can just see it a little bit there. Probably camera won't even pick it up. Might be my record 4-time round. I'm not going to. I'll go back in with the white. I'm just going to redo those highlights on the lips, make them pop again. Do the edge of that nose, and then we'll call it done. Yeah, let me know what you think, guys. And girls. Actually, when I was teaching live classes, I reckon it was 50-50 girls and boys. Airbrushing for everyone. Actually, and probably my better students were girls. I shouldn't say that, no. That's not right. There's plenty of great students. Oh, stop it. I was just going to do all the textures in the lips again. No, not doing that. Okay, so it's gone a little bit blue where I've put that edge of the nose. So same deal. We'll just go with the grey. The edge is going to stay white, but it will just kill most of that blue as we go to the edge, and then the black will finish that last bit right off perfectly. Okay, voila, it's not perfect, but we're done. All right, what do you think, guys? I'm really happy with that. Hope you can see mistakes are repairable. Hope that gives you confidence just to go for those strokes that you're trying to do. Yeah, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. I'll see you next time.